Okay, so I wasn't gonna make this video because I was kind of tired, but I was like, you know what? Let me get up and make the video. What has been on my mind the past couple hours, and even just as I was reading in my room a second ago, I was thinking about how, as you all know, I've been talking a lot about myself being a little bit more focused than I normally have been in the past. I've been doing a very good job at being consistent, uploading videos, reading, meditating, all of these things that I know are going to help me grow and develop into being the person that I want to become and that I am bound to become. However, as I enter this period of my life where I am more focused than I've ever been, I am starting to notice that there are more distractions being sent my way, more things sent within my orbit, if I'll say that, to cause sort of distraction and confusions. Now, I've noticed this over the past few days that there have been just different situations. I'll just be honest. There have been different people that have come into my life or have attempted to come into my life that have shown a lot of mixed signals and a lot of very, how can I say this? It's almost as if they're hiding their intentions, and I don't like it. And I'm very attuned to the fact that it seems that that's what they're trying to do, or maybe they don't know what they're doing. But regardless of whatever they are doing, consciously or unconsciously, it's an attempt. I believe it's an attempt to distract me from what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't like it. I don't like the way it's making me feel. I don't like that it draws me into moments of confusion to where I'm now being consumed mentally by things that aren't even really important in my life. And I want all of you to be aware of this too. The more you decide to focus, the more the distractions are going to present themselves. And they're going to present themselves in ways that are very attractive to you. It may be an opportunity that you think you want, but you know may not necessarily be good for you. It could be a person. It could be just a series of events that may not be good for you, but they may provide immediate gratification. Whereas when you come to understand the journey of life that it is, or that you're on, you understand the power of having the patience to be rewarded by delayed gratification, understanding that the things that are good for you may not come easily to you, or that they may not come immediate to you. That's not to say that some good things won't come easy, but you have to understand and actually do an honest self-assessment as to all of the events that led up to the accomplishment or the attainment of whatever it is that is coming to your life. Was it quick? I believe if it's quick, you should question it. And I can be wrong, but just based on my experience and then things I've read, I think in the 40 Laws of Power, it talks about don't accept a free lunch. So don't accept the things that just come and they just come out of the blue and they're like, well, where did this come from? Like that doesn't even make sense. As I look at these things that have been presented to me over time, I'm like, you know, that doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't really feel right with me. For one, I don't like the way it's making me feel. I don't like the way that it's not clear to where I have to question it. And in that process of questioning things, I'm noticing that I'm not focusing on things that are actually important. I'm not focusing on the advancement of my cause or my business or whatever it is that I'm doing, my artistic expression. I'm not focusing on these things. I'm spending too much mental energy thinking about things that have nothing to do with me, as opposed to using that same energy to apply to my creativity, to my expression, to the help and the aid of other people. These are things that I should be focusing on. I shouldn't be focusing on whether or not this person has the intention that I would like them to have or that they're portraying. I don't like that feeling. It's a very strange feeling, and I'm not with it anymore. I think in the past it is something that I may have entertained, but the point I'm at now, I'm just not in a space where I don't want to entertain it. I think that it's beneath me to even entertain certain things. And I believe that I should just focus on the task at hand, which right now is getting to where I want to go and continuing to grow within my own life. I'm only 28 years old. As I mentioned before, I feel that I'm just getting started. I don't know where you are on your journey. You could be farther ahead, you could be behind, but I think there's something to take from this message in regards to the focus that needs to be held within one's mind and within one's frame as we pursue our goals and as we pursue the things that we want to do. There's a lot of work to be done. I know me personally, I have a lot of work I need to do So there's no time for me to be distracted by things. I've noticed that a lot of friends that I once had, they're not around anymore. A lot of situations that I was willing or unconsciously putting myself in before, I'm not putting myself in anymore. I feel once you come to a realization of the things that you've been doing wrong, you can't really go back to it without feeling a sort of belittlement within your own being and within your own mind. So that's why I continue to seek information. I continue to seek truth, and I continue to seek a better understanding of who it is that I am as a person and how it is that I exist within the world. What is my place within the world? What am I meant to do? And I strive to chip away, like I use that example a lot, but chipping away at the greatest version of myself constantly and just making myself 1% better every single day, seeking a better level of understanding of myself and my place within the world, my purpose, and what it is that I'm designed to do. Like, what am I supposed to be doing with my time? That's something I seek to understand on a very deep, intrinsic level. And I urge that same level of research, I guess. I think we should all search for that within ourselves, of self-discovery and self-mastery, and just trying to become the people that we are capable of being. Potential is one thing, but if we're not putting in the work to reach that potential, we're doing ourselves a huge disservice, and we're doing our creator a huge disservice. We're doing the world a huge disservice, because we all have something unique to offer. But it takes courage, bro. I'll be honest, it takes courage. It takes getting over that fear of being judged and the fear of other people's perceptions. But like I mentioned before, a lot of us fear the perceptions of other people, but these people fear their own perception of themselves. Like a lot of us do. We fear how we view ourselves based on the ideals of the world that we're making up within our mind. It's a very confusing task, because it doesn't make sense when you really break it down. It's like you're afraid of how these people view you, when these people are afraid of how they view themselves. So they're living their life based on a fear of how they view themselves, based on the fear of how the world views them. Everybody's afraid. That's what it boils down to. So you're afraid to do something because you're afraid of being judged by people who are also afraid. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, because what are we afraid of? Most people are really afraid of themselves, because they understand that within the discovery and the attainment of becoming the greatest version of themselves, a lot of people are afraid of that work. A lot of people, it's not that they're necessarily lazy, but I guess you could describe it as laziness. But I use this as an example. People who are afraid to go to the gym. It's not that they don't believe they could be in shape. It's just they're afraid, one, of being perceived by others in a space that may not be ideal for them. Another is, a lot of people may be afraid of the work that comes along with it. I think me and Alton were talking about this earlier, about how people often settle in their relationships. They settle because they're afraid of rising to the standard that they would have to meet to accomplish the things that they want to accomplish, or to attain the relationship they would like to have, or attain the business they want to have. I think for the most part, when you get to a certain point in your life where everyone pretty much has an understanding of what's required, and even if they don't, they have an idea of what's moving in the right direction. But so many of us fail. I wouldn't even say fail, but choose not to go in that direction, because on a deep level, we may not believe in ourselves. We may have a belief not inherent, but a programmed belief within our minds that we're not good enough just as we are. And that keeps us from going in the direction of achieving the things that we know are possible for us, because at a deeper level, we may believe that we're not operating on a strong foundation due to the fact that we don't have the love and the self-love and the self-esteem that one may need, or the one who is capable of attaining what they are setting out to do. We don't have that level of self-esteem that person may have. Not that person being someone else, but that person being the greatest version of ourselves. We understand that we don't have it, so therefore we can't become it. But what people have to understand is these things are built. These things are built. Yes, a lot of things come natural to a lot of people, but you still have to cultivate those gifts. You still have to practice. You still have to work at them. You still have to build them. You still have to test these things. And these are testing them, and having the courage to do so, regardless of how the world may perceive you, is what's really going to allow you to have the strength to become the person you need to be. And that's the cold hard truth. You have to be able to put in repetitive hours and you can't be afraid to lose. And you can't be afraid to lose in front of people, because you're afraid to lose in front of these people who are afraid to get into the game. That's a bar. That's a bar. Write that down. Clip that and throw some motivational music on it. You're afraid to lose in front of people who are afraid to play the game. Yeah, they may say whatever it is that they want to say, but at the end of the day, you have an understanding of where it is that you're going and what's possible if you continue to put this work in on your life. And that's the only thing that matters, because born alone, die alone. Only thing that matters is what you do within your life. My grandmother, God bless her soul, she used to say divine order a lot, but she used to always say, when you die, there are 2 dates on it. There's the day you were born and there's the day you transition. But the most important thing on that tombstone is the dash. That's the most important thing, because that signifies how you spent your life in everything, every moment from birth to transition. That's what it is. And that's what makes it so important, because within that dash exists a life that could have been amazing. It exists a life that may not have been so great. But within that dash, before that second transition day comes, exists so much potential for us to make a difference, for us to have a positive impact, for us to use our God-given gifts and talents to have an impact on the world, and to rise to the highest of heights, and to be the best people that we can possibly be, to show others that it is possible. So we continue to evolve as a species and as a race and as a community of people that are so talented and so gifted. We are a very gifted people. We are a very gifted species, and we have the ability to evoke change and create change within this world, within the time that we're allotted to. Nobody knows when we're going to go. Like, you don't come into this life, at least you don't remember. There are a lot of different theories on that, but that's a whole different conversation. But you don't know your expiration date. You don't know when time is up. So it is in your best interest for you to maximize that time and not spend so much time thinking about the criticisms of other people. And as I'm saying this to all of you, I'm really teaching myself these things, because yes, I say these things and they come fluently through me, but there are areas of my life that I may not be living these things. There are still some areas of my life that I sometimes allow fear to overcome my willingness to go after what it is that I want. But that's something that I'm actively working on. I still am working through these things, because I'm not perfect. And I've come to the understanding that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect for anybody else. I just have to continue to try to get better and continue to try to make my life as best as it can be. It's not going to be the best it is today, but if I keep working and if I keep putting in progress, like I said, it's about 3 a.m. right now. I wasn't going to make this video because, it's too late, but I felt an obligation within my being, within my spirit, and understanding the goal that I set out to be consistent in making these videos and continuing to chip away at the sculpture that is Nick Johnson, Nico. This person that I have in my mind. I understand that person will get his ass up and go make that video. So what did I do? I got my ass up and I came in here and I made this video, because this is an important part of the journey. And this, not only is this an important part of the journey for myself, but it's an important part of the journey for anyone consuming this. And if they want to know what greatness looks like before it is sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Affirmed by the world. Greatness has to affirm itself, and that's how it becomes great. Robert Greene talks about you have to act like a king to be treated like one. And that means, for me, holding myself at a very high standard. Davon and I were talking the other day, and he was telling me that he behaves a certain way around me because he knows that I have a standard. I have a very high standard for myself and those around me. I don't tolerate a lot of bullshit. That's why a lot of my relationships, platonic relationships and business relationships, have fallen and have failed, because you're not going to come around me and be lazy. I'm not going to have it. Because, one, being an only child, and I don't say this from an egotistic standpoint, because like I've talked about in my last video, there is a need for community. But I'll just be honest, I will get the job done without you. I would love to have you here with me, but if you're going to be a liability, and if you're not going to operate at the level that I know you're capable of operating at, but also if you're going to be resentful towards me for believing in you and letting you know, hey, you can do this. I believe in you. If that's going to create resentment from you towards me, then I got to cut it off, because you'll be the one that'll disrupt everything that I have going on, the things that I'm trying to build. And I don't have time. I don't have the time to allow people that don't believe in themselves to put any type of halt into what it is that I'm going to do within my life. I'm not having it. I'm going to let niggas know right now, I'm not having it. So if you think you're going to be somebody that's going to come around me and stop what I got going on, stop all of this that I know I'm supposed to be doing, I'm letting you know I'm not having it. And you will get dealt with, and you will get pushed to the side quicker than your ass got here. I promise you that. Because I'm just not having it. There's no time for that. There's a sense of urgency that exists within my life. And I'm not going to say it's newfound, because I've always had it. But now, just getting into being in a more focused state that I am right now, I understand that there's no time to be playing around with people. I was thinking about that in a grocery store yesterday. A lot of my thoughts come in the grocery stores. I be doing Instacart and shit. But I was thinking about, wow, I really understand why a lot of the adults that raised us weren't playing around. This shit is not no joke. This shit is not a game. It is not to be played with. I understand why my parents wasn't playing around. I understand why Big G wasn't playing around. Cause who playing? Who playing? Not saying that life shouldn't be fun, but bro, we gotta get to it. We have to get to it, bro. We have to get to it. We have to stay locked in. And I'm understanding that whatever is meant for me, bro, it will be, and it will come to me. There will be no confusion. There will be no second guess. And that's the mindset that I'm really coming to. That's the mindset that I'm really coming into. Cause a lot of times I'll have people come around. I'll just be honest, bro. I'm gonna be 100 with you. It'll be girls, bro. It's girls that really be kind of distracting me. Cause a lot of girls, I feel like they be sending me mixed signals. And I be like, damn, do she like me? Do she not? And I get to overthinking it. But I'm like, bro, if it's for me, it'll be for me. So I'm not going to spend my energy trying to think about if this person likes me or if they don't like me. I just have to understand that I'll take her for what it is. I can't think of, is she sending me mixed signals, bro? Does she like me, bro? Should I say this, bro? Should I text this, bro? Or like, should I say this, bro? I'm not doing that dumbass shit. I'm not doing it, bro. And I'm not finna be reaching out to people, like business-wise, I'm not finna be reaching out to people like, damn, bro, you think they'll fuck with me on these beats, or you think they'll do this, or you think they'll do that? I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing it. It's all stupid. It's all stupid, bro. What's meant for me will be. All I have to do, and all you have to do, is just show up as yourself. It'll never be, what's meant for you will never require you to show up as somebody that you're not. It may require you to show up as a better version of who you are right now, a more magnified version of the person that you are once you embrace who you are as an individual and you allow your gifts to shine. But a lot of times, what a lot of us do, I know what I do specifically, I think I have to embody somebody else or be what that person may like. But all of that is an act, and it's not sustainable. I think that's why so many relationships fail nowadays, because everyone's putting on an act. And in the beginning parts of the relationship, everyone's putting an act on, and then when things get real, the mask drops. I'd be like, damn, why y'all had kids and just break up? I'd be asking myself, like, damn, why everybody just had kids and break up? But they were acting up until that point. They were playing house. Then when that kid came and got real, this is real life. We got a real life on our hands. And then the masks fall off, and everybody's irritated, and all these different things happen, and then whoop, another broken home. I only have a minute left on this video, but I just wanted to come in here and talk about the benefit of staying focused. And I'm saying this as a reminder to myself, and saying things like this as a reminder to all of you as well. When you have something that you're locked in on and you're focused on, just stay focused on that and understand that that goal is the most important thing, because it's been given to you for a reason. You've been chosen to enact whatever vision that it is you have been given. So focus on that, and all of the things that are meant for you will come to you, and there won't be any confusion about it. There won't be any second guessing of who you are in that scenario, and you won't feel the need to jump around and try to play the role of somebody else that you're not, because like I said before, that act is not sustainable. So continue to love on yourself, continue to build yourself, focus on enhancing the self-esteem and getting to know yourself and spending time with yourself and understanding that you are valuable as a person, and you have things that are valuable that you may not have cultivated yet. So understand and come to learn what the gifts that you have are, and do your job to sculpt them. Sculpt out the best version of who you are that you have been called to be, and believe in yourself. That's all I can say for this video. I'm gonna go get some much needed rest. I have a minute left. So what I was thinking about before I came, as I continue to progress on these things, a lot of things are becoming so much easier to me. Over the past couple of days, I have been working out very intensely. And like I said in the video earlier, I was working out and I noticed it was very easy to me. So I'm having to turn it up tonight. I even reached out to Toronto. I was like, bro, we got to turn it up a notch because I haven't worked out with him in a minute. But I was like, bro, I just want to go harder, especially in that gym. I don't know what it is, but I've been getting much better pump. I got like 2 miles in today. It felt so easy. I was just going. I could have went way more. But I think that's just because I'm challenging myself and I'm becoming more focused. But that's the power of focus and staying locked in on your goals. You'll see much more progress, and you'll be a much different person as time progresses. You'll look up a year from now and be a totally different person. I'm thinking in my mind, like a year from now, I'll be a beast. Not even a year, but by the summertime, I'm gonna be a fucking dog. But I don't have 0 minutes left on this video. My name is Nick Johnson, aka your favorite cousin. And if I haven't already, I officially welcome you all to the Purple Era. Peace.